Why is it so difficult to work with seamless patterns on Printify for all over print products? Printful helps you make patterns, Redbubble helps you make patterns. Well, as of September 2022, Printify now helps you make seamless patterns as well, thanks to an enhancement in their design editor. In this video, we're going to take a look at those updates to Printify's design editor for patterns. Hey everybody, Jeff here for POD Insights, the YouTube channel and podcast. Don't forget to head over to podinsights.net to check out links to lots of helpful resources as well as blog posts for all of the podcast episodes. A link to that and a lot of other helpful resources is down in the description. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when future POD Insights videos come out. So we have some new features to talk about in the Printify Design Editor view that just came out within the last week. It is September 2022, and this is a brand new feature that Printify did not previously offer. Some other print-on-demand platforms like Printful, as well as print-on-demand marketplaces like Redbubble, have been offering this feature for a while, and that feature being the ability to take a single image file and spread it out across an entire product with a pattern. And we're not only talking about seamless patterns. Yes, seamless patterns are something that can be difficult to work with or recreate if you only have one image file, and having this capability makes that much easier. But there are other uses for pattern creation. It doesn't always have to be a seamless pattern. It could simply be a repeating image that you want to have on a product where you have a solid color background and then you just want to repeat the same graphic over the entire product, and this feature helps out with that as well. There is an article on Printify's website that explains these features as well, so I'll put a link to that in the description. But I wanted to take a look at a couple different ways that this can be really helpful. So we're going to start out with a pair of all over print socks here, and then we'll take a look at a couple other ways to use it. So we come to the Printify catalog, we find the socks that we want to make, and we click start designing just like we always do. And then we upload that print file or select it from our library just like we always do. So we've got our print file uploaded, and it only takes a couple of clicks to make this a seamless pattern and then apply it to all print areas. So just come over on the right side of your design editor view where your print file information is here, scroll down, and you should now see a create pattern toggle switch. When we select that, it is going to automatically create a seamless pattern that spreads your print file out over the entire print area. It will also expand options for you to choose what type of pattern you want to create. You can create a simple grid pattern, a brick horizontal pattern, or a brick vertical pattern. And those two options just have built-in offsets for either horizontal or vertical, but you also have individual control here over the horizontal spacing, vertical spacing, the angle, and the horizontal offset. And a couple of these features are unique to Printify. Not all print-on-demand platforms give you the ability to change some of these individual settings. And there's one more button we have to click to apply this print to all of our print areas, because if you see at the top here, you've actually got four. You've got front left, front right, back left, back right. And so all you have to do now is come over to the right side again and click on this little copy button that's got 3 copies, and you'll see the pop-up says apply to all print areas. Then you get a little message there that says it was successful. Now we can go to preview. And here's our pattern applied to all print areas in just a couple of clicks. However, there's something else that having this capability makes really easy, and that's adjusting the size. Let's say that I'm not too happy with how small this pattern looks on these socks. And that could be because the print file was actually too big for socks, and so it got scaled way down. So if we come back to edit here, all I have to do, let's zoom in just a little, all I have to do is take my original print file and scale it up as if I was making that one print file larger, and it's going to scale up the size or the scale of the entire repeating pattern. So now I can come back to the preview view and see that the scale of my actual pattern is larger, and maybe this is more what I was looking for. So that adjustment was really easy just by scaling up the size of your original print file, and it automatically applies it to the whole pattern. Let's do another example. Let's take a look at an all-over print pillow. Now this is one where you might be thinking, why do I need a seamless pattern? Because this is just 2 nice square sides. I can just copy my design over to the other side. And you're not wrong there. Let's say I had this print file of this funny cat pattern here, and it's already made really to go on a pillow. It's a nice square image. I could simply drag one copy of it over to the left to fill up that print area, and then I can duplicate it over here on the right just by hitting this copy button, and then I can drag that one over to the right side of the pillow, and I didn't really need a seamless pattern. But when I come to the preview view, again, I don't love the scale of the actual designs. So while technically it worked to just copy the print file that I had over to the other side, I think my scale is a little bit off here. These cats look a little bit too big on the pillow and you can't quite see that many of them on one side. So if instead I actually took out the second copy of this and then scaled down the original to a size that I thought was more appropriate, and then I came back over to the right and used my create pattern option, that's going to now create the seamless pattern for that print file. Now I can go back to preview, and this is more what I had in mind. In this case, I wanted the print file to actually be a little bit smaller so that I could see more of the cats in this pattern on each side of the pillow. So there's another use case for the pattern creation feature, even if it's not a product that requires you to create a pattern. Now, obviously for that to work, it still has to be in the format of a seamless pattern. You can't just line up a print file side to side and have it match perfectly if it wasn't made to be a seamless pattern. But in this case, that's what the print file was. It was just a little bit too big for the product. Now let's do one last use case for the pattern creation, and this one is going to just be a little bit of a one-off, something a little bit more unique that you can do with it. We have here an all-over print t-shirt, and I don't have a seamless pattern to use, but I have an idea in my head for a beer-themed green t-shirt for St. Patrick's Day. So I've got a transparent PNG of a nice frosty beer here, and I'm going to change my background color to dark green. Of course, you can fill in the hex code for any color that you want to use there, but I'm just going to select one of the default options here. And let's say I want this pattern to repeat all over the shirt, and I don't want it to be quite this big. So let's take our print file and make it a little bit smaller here. And what we're going to do is then come over and select our create pattern toggle switch. It, of course, is going to create our repeating pattern. Now I'm going to use one of the offset options here. So we could do this horizontal brick where it's by default going to give us some horizontal offset. We could use a vertical brick where it does the same thing, just in the vertical direction. Or we can actually play around with these settings ourselves. For example, if we go back to our regular original grid, we could take this and move the angle around, and that actually rotates the pattern around your original print file. Then we can add some horizontal spacing and some vertical spacing to spread them out if we wanted to. And then we could move the angle of this pattern around until we're satisfied with the final placement of it. So it's not quite as boring of a pattern than just the default grid. And again, we can apply this to all print areas by hitting that copy button. And now here's our preview, and I still think that these are a little bit large, so I would go ahead and make these a little bit smaller by sizing down my print file. That will bring the entire pattern in, make it a little bit tighter. We'll go back to our preview. And now maybe that's a little bit more of what I had pictured in my head. So what do you think? Do you see yourself using this new pattern creation tool for your print-on-demand products with Printify? Let me know down in the comments. I think this is an awesome feature, and it's a little bit overdue on Printify's platform, so I'm really excited to see it there. But let me know if you agree down in the comments. Let me know if you've used it on any of your products yet. Don't forget to hit that like button on this video if you did find it helpful. That will help YouTube show it to more people. And subscribe to the POD Insights channel so you can be notified when I come out with new videos. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.